with the discussions that we had in powerlifting, like when we were both getting started, sort of like 7, 8, 9, 10 around there, what I've noticed, they're really different to the conversations people are having the last couple of years. And so
Okay.
everyone talks about technique now in powerlifting. It's all about special techniques. And everybody, and not, I shouldn't say everybody, but the majority seem to think that there's one way to train, and we all know what it is. So you're just going to train that way. And I'm like, I think the both of those need to stay together. We need to be talking about how to do it and also what we should be aiming at. So talking about technique, but then going, well, how do you improve the technique? What would you do to improve that bit? And I think that's what we talked about a lot, especially with like SFW and all the discussion forums that we used to have, is we were talking about both pieces at the same time. And
Mhm.
I think that's lost a little bit especially in powerlifting at the moment.
Well, what we do know is this, there's been world champions that have had different training programs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are they actually saying, "Oh, if they all did the same program, that would actually be even better"? Because I
I
don't
think
know.
it, I think it's come about because of the rise of online coaching, right? And so with the online coaching, essentially what online coaches are trying to sell is certainty of outcome.
Mm,
And so you're going, if you do this, if you do it my way, you will
mm,
get to here in the next 16 weeks. And you're like, oh shit, oh, that's not quite how it works. And so in trying to sell certainty, we've taken out this marvelous mystery, which is strength sports or strength training, and gone, well, yeah, we know all these different paths exist. We know a lot of people have done this, and most of them have done it slightly different. How are you going to get there? And
mhm.
so I think we used to have a lot of talks about strategy rather than technical execution. These days, it's all about tactics rather than strategy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was saying to you offline, look, I think especially when it comes to things like powerlifting or bodybuilding or strongman, mm, look, we definitely know that things that you do, like there's certain things that if you coach a person on that, it's like everybody has to do that, otherwise you're falling behind. And if you do, and if you on the other side, if you're doing that, it's definitely wrong. Like you're losing out if you do that, or it's just wrong, right? But then there's a whole bunch of stuff in the middle ground, which is individual preferences. And we're all, especially in powerlifting, like the way your body responds to developing strength is different to how my body responds as well. We got different levers.
Mm-hmm.
Our muscle fibers, the way our brain sort of like perceives weight and how we've like, thinking about what we're doing when we're lifting and stuff like that. Like it's all like there's a lot of individual differences. So there's a lot of middle ground that like an elite powerlifter will develop over the years, like through what they're feeling and stuff, and through their coach as well. The feedback going back and forth and having a discussion point. Because what I think about how I felt something, I would still speak to you about it if you were my coach, because you might throw something at me that I didn't think about, and I was like, "Oh,
Mm.
now I'll think about it and I'll apply that and see what how it felt." And if that works, then I might apply that to my individual preference. It's always good to have a coach because they can see
Yeah.
something that you don't know. It's almost like if you get into legal trouble and you're a lawyer, you're still an idiot if you represent yourself. You should always get someone to represent you. So
Yeah.
that's what I think about, like almost any sport. Like even if you are a coach and you are elite, you should have a coach as well.
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of us from our era that sort of go like we talk about how we're self-coached, but in reality, none of us really were. We were all using each other as coaches. Like we might have wrote our own programs, but then
Mm,
I know pretty much every program I wrote for 4 years, I would show you or Pritchard or maybe Peter Koika or whoever and go, what do you think of this? This is what I'm thinking. Pick it apart. Tell me why you think it's wrong. Tell me where you think I'm going right. What does
mhm.
it look like from your perspective? And so that I think we were all coaching each other so much that we didn't realize that we weren't self-coached. We were being coached
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
mean,